has been a good many months since I last gave you guys another makeup I bought when I knew nothing video, and so I figured it was about time I give you guys the finale of this trilogy because I really don't have any more makeup to talk about after this video because I've only been buying makeup for 5-ish years. Most of this is something I bought freshman or sophomore year of high school. Let's just get straight into makeup that, when looking back, I shouldn't have bought. I regret buying, and I bought them when I knew nothing about my makeup preferences, about what was good to buy. It'll become very clear very soon what areas I lacked knowledge in. This first item I want to talk about is something that if you've been here for a while, you will remember from the chopping block series I did a year or so ago. It was the Wet n Wild Mega Last lipstick in the shade Smooth Mauves. I really saw that color and said, yeah, that looks like a natural everyday nude for me. Anna, that is bright pink. That is bright pink. I do save a picture too of me wearing it just to remember that I don't want it in my life ever again. I don't know why. I saw the word mauves and I just assumed it would be like a nude mauve. I should have just saw it, or I could have looked up swatches. I didn't think of that. I didn't know that was a thing. Now whenever I buy anything, I look up swatches. This next item was also from Wet n Wild and something that you might be familiar with if you've been here for a while. It is their Mega Glow Makeup Stick Blush in the shade Peach Bum. And again, I didn't look up any swatches, any reviews, nothing. I just bought it on a whim. The color was fine. It was just too glittery on the cheeks. I just knew nothing about it. I just grabbed it and went. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. This next one was one of the first eyeshadow palettes I bought when I started getting into makeup. Milani Bare Necessities palette. It was around the time that warm neutrals were really a big boom. And so I was like, I need my warm neutrals, but I really did not enjoy the bronze or the gold. That's why they're in Frankens. I don't know, I should have looked at every single shade in this palette, but I didn't think. I was just like, I need warm neutrals. That's a thing that people like. And the thing is, that pale gold shade in the corner was so bad. Like, it'll never cease to baffle me how the other three metallics in that palette were stunning. They were gorgeous. Especially that really big pan. It was an amazing formula. And then the one in that corner, when I tell you it was like chalk with giant chunks of glitter, it was so bad. It was just chalk with glitter. Even back then I was like, what is this shit? Like, this is so bad. So I took it out and I said goodbye forever because it was that bad. Again, if I looked up any reviews or swatches, I might have been able to avoid that, but also I just didn't know what colors I liked. Speaking of eyeshadow palettes that I bought when I knew nothing about my color preferences, and I just bought them because they were popular, because the color scheme was in. The e.l.f. original Matte for Matte palette, I don't know what it's called now, but it was just called Matte for Matte when I bought it. I did a single thought go into buying this because look at the second half of the palette. Dark brown, dark brown, dark brown, gray, gray. I never use those grays. Those three dark browns at the end look so similar on the eyes. One of those I ended up using in the brows and it was a good brow powder, but like, were all those necessary? That warm reddish brown shade in the center always had hard pan. Like, no matter what I did, it just always got hard pan again. And none of the other shades were like that. It was so weird. Though that pink one got a weird consistency after a while. So I ended up just using up that first shade, using up one of the dark browns in my brows, and then I frankened the third and fourth shade into a contour. I really liked that until I accidentally dropped most of the remaining product. If I just even thought, like, what colors do I want in eyeshadow? I didn't. I was just like, oh my gosh, everyone loves this Mad for Matte eyeshadow. I gotta get me one. And what? Now getting into some brushes that I regret buying because I knew nothing about what I wanted to apply with. There's just one Up and Up brush. It looked very similar to this one. I kept this though. This is such a good brush. It's just a random Target home brand brush, but it's so good for powder. And this is my oldest brush by far. Oh gosh. But I also bought this like paddle foundation brush. You know, the ones that are just, people always use this for foundation back in the day, but now people don't really use them anymore. I was like, yes, this will be perfect for applying concealer. Just paddle, paddle, paddle. No. It kind of left it more streaky, but also it just wasn't the application method for me. And I just bought it because I'm like, this is how people apply foundation, right? And I didn't even wear foundation. I wore concealer. In that same vein, there was this Beauty 360 set. I think I got it from Walgreens. I think that's who owns that brand. But it was this 5-piece set. I found a picture of it. I ended up decluttering every single one of those brushes. One of those went into like my watercolor kit, but the little pencil brush was very like pokey and stiff and not soft. And so it was just kind of like the way it just kind of like, it felt like that on the eyes. Like it didn't draw the line. It was just like flip, 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 flip. The brow and lash brush was actually decent until the bristles like fell off on one side and then it just wasn't worth it. That big powder brush was really dense. I used to apply foundation with it. And yes, my foundation looked very streaky and kicky. That's a powder brush. And then I had another one of those paddle foundation brushes. It definitely wasn't a good purchase in the long run, but I didn't know anything about what brushes I wanted or what brushes were good. I just was like, oh, this is a 5-pack. That's like a good deal, right? They're all just the wrong density and shape. They're just all wrong. Now this next palette, I don't have a picture of the actual palette I had, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it actually looked like. All I remember is that it was from the brand Beauty Treats, and then I bought it for $8 at Ross. So you can see where this is going. I was like, ooh, pretty palette with a ton of shades. What a good deal for $8. It was something like this picture. I don't think it was this exact one, but it looked very similar. It was very neutral. The quality was not good. It was not it. The quality was not there. I remember spending so much time building up this one color. Now, to be fair, if I had it now, I could probably make it work because my skill level was very different back then. But even still, if I had it now, I probably would just franken the heck out of it and use it on my face and stuff because I would not give it the time of day on my eyes. I eventually was like, you know what? This will bring more value and joy to me if I destroy it, like the makeup breakup. And so that's what I did. But that's what I learned. Don't buy makeup from Ross just because it's on sale or just because it's inexpensive. It's just not worth it. It's not worth your time. It really isn't. You can buy decent makeup at the drugstore for a few more bucks. Another thing I'm pretty sure I brought that was on sale was this Physicians Formula Insta Ready Concealer. And it came with this horrible sponge, by the way. It was rock hard, no matter what. The reason this was a dumb purchase was because I thought that it would be a good color on me. Physicians Formula, this came in like 1, maybe 2 shades. Yeah, it was too dark for me, obviously. The fact that I was just like, oh yes, a random color in the shade light. It'll definitely work. When has the Physicians Formula ever been the right color for you, Anna? It has always been dark. Every single time. Yeah, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Same thing with the Maybelline Fit Me. I bought a random shade that was like the lightest one in the store, and obviously it was probably the darkest concealer I've ever bought. And I think I would have liked the formula if I got a color that would make sense. And that's why I keep on buying foundations that are too light for me now. I'm afraid to make those same mistakes of just looking orange. It's a struggle, and that was in person. I was in the store and I grabbed it. Then again, you know, under like Walmart lights, everything looks kind of weird. So that is everything. I feel like this time it was mostly less dumb because I kind of talked about my dumbest decisions in the past already, except for that one Beauty Treats palette. That was really dumb. I don't know if any of y'all have bought from them. Maybe they've improved over the years, but somehow I doubt it. Anyways, let me know if you've ever made a dumb decision. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed and I hope that you have an amazing day. Bye.